Well, I'm not sure who I am some days, but my name is Natasha Langridge and we are in 11 Chesterton House on the Wornington Green estate, and I'll be moving from this flat in the next 2 weeks, and I'm preparing myself for that. And I've got very mixed feelings about it because I love this flat very much and it has made me very happy to be here, mainly because it's got the most incredible view of the sky and Portobello Road and the park beneath us. And every day I wake up and the sunshine is filling the room with light and hope, and I can hear the same dog walkers every single morning having their chats and laughing and helping each other, and I really miss them. So I feel they're my friends. I told the dog walkers about this new flat and they told me I had to take it, and I told them I would miss them, and they told me that they would make me a recording of them talking because they're very sweet and I've got to know them. And actually, I really value them, and I really value that they have accepted me. And I even went down there, I go and talk to them often, and one day I went and it was Kathy's birthday, and she bought cakes for everyone, and I asked if I was allowed to sing happy birthday, and they said yes, come on, and it meant so much to me. And they gave me a cake, and I love them, and I love the children playing in the park, and I love looking out and seeing the dogs running around, even though it's a really shit park that they're massacring again. They like make parks, massacre them, move the park and massacre that park, but it's got beautiful trees in it, and I really appreciate it, and I'm very thankful that I ever had this flat and this beautiful sky that I can look at every day, and I really miss it, but I'm very glad that I'm able to stay on this estate and in this area. So I'm being positive about moving into my new flat, which I'm just about to start decorating. The first demolition was in 2011. People here did try to stop it, but they failed. RBKC voted it through the regeneration by one vote. And the main change on this estate is that there's less of it. So I've had two. I lived in Wheatstone House, and that was like a road with lots of little houses, and they've all gone. They've all gone now, and I'm looking at what's been built in its place, which is a new build, luxury flats that look like hotel apartments. And then behind me is where I used to live, and that was 2 blocks which have all gone. So there's less. So Wornington Green is being eaten away every day and becoming this new shishi boring, really, housing development that could be in Singapore, because I swear to God they use the same architect all over the world, because all of these flats look exactly the same. I think people are tenser than they were when I first moved in, possibly. And people have been living with a lot of noise for a long time. It's incredibly noisy. It's very hard to get away from the pneumatic hammer and the cranes, the bulldozers. And I think we even don't notice it after a while, but it still must be going in. It must be going in. I think people have been living with a lot of noise, a lot of disruption, a lot of uncertainty, because nobody knows when they're going to be moving, really, until just before it happens. And also, from speaking to people recently, some older people, they don't know if they'll ever see the end of it, which is really, really sad. They're going to end their days on a building site, basically. There's less trees. That's one of the saddest things I've found is when they cut the trees down. But the people, on the whole, are really nice and really friendly and really down to earth and just trying to get on with their lives. And they value their community, and and they're sad, and some of them are furious, and some of them are just resigned to moving, and some of them just want to get it over with.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Most people are going into the new builds, so there will still be the community. Well, it will be changed slightly, and some people will have gone, but there will still be that community here. And I think they are. Somebody I was interviewing the other day has just started a new residents association to try and get people together and keep them together. It's just that people won't be living. They won't be living next door to the neighbours that they had here. That will all be moved around and broken up. And also it's the walkways. The walkways here are very communal. The way that the way it was designed is very communal, and that is just not the case in the new builds. There aren't any walkways. You wouldn't really necessarily bump into anybody, whereas you have to bump into people here. So yeah, there will still be a community here. It just will be harder to keep that alive, really. Yeah. I really like my neighbours. Next door to me right now is a woman called Belinda, who is, well, I shouldn't really talk about people. Anyway, she's in my housing cooperative, and I really like being able to go in and have cups of tea. And she uses my bath sometimes because she hasn't got a bath. She's got a shower, and she comes in to use her bath, and I use her washing machine because I haven't got a washing machine. And we sit on her balcony and have cups of tea, and it's really nice. On the other side of me is Alan, who has lived here since the 70s. And next to him is Mary, who has lived here since the 70s. And next to her is Carlos, who has lived here since the 70s also. And he's the one who's got these really huge green plants outside his door. And next to him, I don't know their names actually, but they're a family, and they're all really nice. And I feel very safe here as well. I feel very safe here because I'm overlooking the park. Both of my windows would be impossible for anybody to get into, so I can go and just leave them open all the time. I never have to worry about anyone getting in, which is amazing. I felt very free here. Because I'm doing a project on the estate called the Wornington Word, a people's history of the Wornington Green estate. So I've been interviewing a lot of people who have lived here for 40 years. And from what I gather, it was a very cohesive place, very friendly. Lots of people knew each other. Lots of people cooked for each other. There was music play. I mean, I'm making it sound idyllic, and I think it wasn't. But it was and is still a very friendly place. Someone described it as a concrete village. And it's been very interesting and very emotional, but also very interesting talking to these different people who live here who...
So quick to get them off the walls.
Working class people.
With things.
Whose voices don't get heard that much anymore, really. Just to basically capture as much of the estate and its people before it's demolished, and so it will be preserved and kept forever and ever, so that the people's voices aren't forgotten, and so that the history of the Wornington Green isn't left to the narrative of the developers. It's left in the words of the people who lived here.
Hello! I'm moving. Now. Yeah. I'm in an empty room. This is an empty room. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Raining. Just as they're about to bring my mattress, it's going to rain. we do make the views, and sometimes it's good to have a good view inside oneself, which maybe this is about now. Is I've been looking out, and maybe it's time for me to start looking in again for a while. But I would like to have an amazing view one day, a physical view of the sky. So weird. So weird how you get caught up in this this estate. The opening lines are, if I look outside my window to my left, cranes and drills are in my face. I could touch the builders if I stretched out far enough. I don't. I look to my right and down into the little park. Athlone Gardens. A cherry tree is just beneath me. And beneath that, a bench, where city lovers steal a kiss in the chaos of London mornings, where Moroccan elders meet their sons for lunch, where a granny hands out the best supermarket deals of the day, as birds sing of other day-to-day stuff. Most people that I've spoken to are very sad. Not everybody, but most people are very sad about having their homes knocked down. Yeah. Yeah. I think I need to stop now.